Good morning and welcome to AskSpot Office Hours live help sessions. So, this is where you can ask quick questions regarding AskSpot and get live help. So, this is also where we do live builds to show you how different AskSpot tools work in real use cases. So, anytime during the session, feel free to leave a chat or unmute your mic. If you have any questions at all regarding AskSpot, feel free to do that. Okay. See who we have here right now on the call. Good morning, Paul. It's nice to see you here. Dawn, good morning. Deb, nice to see you. For today, we will be actually covering what I call AI study guide and flashcards. So basically, I'm going to give you like a quick build at this tool. So basically, what we will be doing is turn a long form content into interactive study guides and flashcards. So, instead of just handling clients a PDF or a help doc, you can create a self-guided AI-driven study assistant. So basically, you as the creator of the chatbot, you upload the content, whether it's course material, whether it's onboarding docs or training guides. And then the chatbot, after you uploaded that, the chatbot will do the rest. So basically, it will generate summaries, create flashcards, and even quizzes the users in real time by validating their answers and giving quick feedback. So this is actually a good one. I mean, I think this is a scalable offer because you just build the chatbot once and then, you can tailor it for different clients or industries, and then you can deliver it as a white labeled study assistant. I have seen other AskSpot users do this before. Some of them are doing it for client work. Some of them are doing it for retainers, onboarding, or even lead magnets. So it's a new way to scale and generate recurring revenue, recurring value. So let me share my AskSpot account right now and show you guys how we are going to build this from scratch. So let me just open up it here. There you go. Go to AskSpot. Okay. And let me just go to this business. There you go. And then create a new one. So I already have the PDF that will serve as the source document for us for this chatbot that we will create. So let me just show you guys that. So it is this. I think for this use case, what the topic that I selected to build this AI study guide chatbot from is the project management practice question and answers. So basically, I'll just upload this very, very long document into the AI, and then the AI will be able to quiz the users regarding this exact document that you are seeing right here. Okay, so let me go now into chatbot, and then let's just name this AI study guide and flashcard. There you go. Chatbot type, I think it's, yeah, question and answer is good. Chatbot status active. Prefill data, no, that's fine. Okay, so that is being created. And let's go inside the chatbot. So you need to add at least one resource before you can see your chatbot. So I will be adding that source document, which is the PDF. There you go. Add that. Let me try that again. There you go. Processing. So let's just wait for it a little bit to finish because I think this is a long PDF actually. It's processing it right now. The good thing is, since we are starting with the chatbot, one thing that you can do is turn this chatbot into a spotlight or into a canvas. So that is possible you can turn any chatbot you want into a Spotlight format or the Canvas format. Okay, so our chatbot has been created. The source document has been processed. So now our next step is to customize it a little bit. So let's go to settings. Chatbot image. I did ask ChatGPT to generate an image already for me. So let's add that. So it's the AI study guide and flashcard generator. There you go. Let me just use this part right here. And upload that. Okay. Next, let's add our chatbot button image. And I will select this. There you go. And upload. Okay, so that's been added. Next, let's add our display name. Let's just say this is your study coach. Our call to action, which is this. It says have a question. Let's change that a little bit to ready to test your knowledge. And then for the initial message, of course, we will make this super similar to what our chatbot's role is. So welcome to your study coach, ready to test your knowledge and prep for the exam. So I can quiz you on real PMP style questions. Let's start that. And it says here, click the start quiz button. So in that case, we will need to add a start button into this chatbot. So I'll show you guys how to do that also. Okay, now let's go to customization. And this is how your chatbot looks like right now. You'll see it also live on the bottom right part of your screen. So let me just change that to modern. And I think I would like to use AI Nav for this. So did you see there how it changed to a different kind of format? Widget looks like this, like the, little widget design here on the top right part of your screen, and then AI nav looks like this. So we'll be using the AI nav for this one. So when you open it up, it will pull up like that. Looks more nice for this use case. Okay. All right, next, let's see here. Let's also change the theme for this chatbot. I have a lot of already added custom themes in here. So you can create your own custom themes if you want. And then you can also choose the nav border color. It's this border that you're seeing right here. So let's leave it at that for now. And let's see how it looks like. Okay, so this looks much better um than our widget. So next is go to AI config. So over here on the system prompt, so it is very important to add a very specific detailed system prompt to what you want the chatbot to do. So let me just show you guys the prompt that I will be using for this. Delete this, enlarge this a little bit. Pause that. There you go. So here's the exact system prompt that we are adding for this use case. So basically, you are a certified PMP exam study coach. Your job is to help users prepare for the project management professional exam by asking realistic questions. And then I also provided it with its knowledge scope, the user interaction behavior. So basically how it should behave. When a user says, let's start, it will begin with the quiz along with the PMP style multiple choice questions. And then we also guided it on what to say after each question. If the user clicks the next question, it will continue with the next quiz item. So we will add those buttons later on. We also have flashcards and key takeaways. So if requested, summarize with 5 to 7 key takeaways or generate 10 to 15 flashcards in this format. So it will be in this format. We also added its tone and personality, and also the rules, of course. So super helpful to have these things when you are adding a prompt to your chatbot. So, okay, so that's been added. Next thing that we will add is, I think the channels is the best next step now. Let me just save that. Go to channels. Okay, so over here on channel, so this is where we will be adding those buttons that I was telling you guys earlier. So first thing that we need to add is the start quiz button. So that will be a question channel, I think. So let's use a question channel for that. Let's start something like that and create. Next, let's add another channel for, let's just say, practice flashcards. Create that. And then another one for another question channel for take a 10 question quiz. Okay, so, and then I think the next one is a button for next question. So it will prompt the AI to go ahead and ask the next question. And then we have an end the session button. Okay. All right. So we've added this. Now let's see how it looks like. Um, so it's out down there at the bottom. So what we want is to add this and this and this into the initial welcome message, which should be down here below. So let's do that right now. What I'm going to do is turn this off, turn the status off, turn the status off, turn the status off for this also. And then we can now add them. So as you can see, they disappeared from the options down here. So now we can start adding them to our initial message. So select channels here down below. Um, let's start practice flashcards. Take a 10. Okay, so now we will change this. Okay, I think it should be start quiz. And then this one is practice flashcards. And then this one is take a 10 question quiz. Okay, so now if we save those, you'll see them already pull up here. So if the user clicks on start quiz, okay, so now it will start asking those questions from the PDF file that we added, and it will also guide the user if they answer the correct one or the wrong one. So it's saying, please choose the correct answer, A, B, C, D, and type it here. So we can add those options actually. Let's just add those on their channel so they can just quickly click on A, B, C, D. So let's add channel for A, another one for B, and then C, and then another one for D. Okay, now let's see how it looks like. Okay, so now they're under here, under this options. So let me just reset this. So now if they click on start quiz, okay, so it will proceed asking the questions. What's the first thing you should do? A, tell your manager. Let's just say, let's just select B here. So now you have these options. Um, and there you go. Click the next question button to continue or end the session if you're done for now. Now, if you click this next question button, it will go ahead and proceed to the next question. So let me just try this again. Please select the best answer. Okay. So I have two wrong here. Okay. So yeah, that's how it looks like. That's how the AI study guide and flashcard generator works. So any questions at all um from those who have recently joined us? I think there's a few who have recently joined us. So guys, we just built an AI study guide and a flashcard. If you did like join a little later, I will be posting a recording of this under the user community group. So you should see if you're like, if you want to catch up with some of the recordings that are being posted here in the group, what you can do is click on my profile right here at the top, and you'll see all of the, sorry, just click the setting and then click on just post. And if you do that, you'll see all of the recordings that I am posting. on the group. So you should the recording for this build should be posted within the day. So if you want to go back and take a look at the other that was posted, so you should be able to see that by clicking on my name right here. That says, can we get a copy of AI config so we can better understand the layout and important instructions for a chatbot like this? Yep, certainly. I will put this into a document, what do you call this? An online document, and also include this into the post. But let me also respond to your comment using that. I'm not sure if Zoom will allow me to respond with this much character. Yeah, I don't think so. So I cannot paste that under the comments or under the chat. So I will be adding a document for the system prompt also on my post on school. So also the the duplicate link for this chatbot also. But let me put that now in the chat so you can import it to your account also and, already start viewing the AI study guide and flashcard generator chatbot. So I did see a few other AskSpot users already creating this. I think one other that I saw, they created like a study guide for what do you call this, nursing assistant exam, I think, and then he was distributing it with their community, something like that. So there you go. That's the AI study guide and flashcard generator. Any questions at all regarding AskSpot or regarding our recent build? See here.
Morning, Kim.
Yeah. Oh, I think you unmute your mic, Dawn. I cannot hear you.
Oh, is this better?
Yeah, that's better. Uh-huh.
Thanks for your help. As we've gone along, I built a spotlight and a chatbot and had my meeting yesterday with a client, and they're real interested, and they have 17 locations. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put the chatbot on the each location, and I was wondering how do I deploy the spotlight? I mean, it's a landing page, but do I embed it in a page on each of their location pages for each of the agents that they have, their one agent offices, or do I make a QR code for it and let them put it on their phones and use it as a business card?
I think the easiest way to deploy it is through the QR code mode in that case.
Do you use Canva for the QR code?
Yep. It's so much easier to use Canva when generating these QR codes. And you can
Okay,
decide.
great.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I appreciate you.
Let's see here. I think Dev has a question. Also, please explain how to structure multiple tasks. Like I see this example working well for company training guide, then would want to quiz new hires to see if they've learned important concepts, but how would this work with employee onboarding? Or would you need multiple chatbots? Then, if so, how to implement multiple chatbots on a site? I don't think you can add multiple chatbots on a site, but if you want, you can, put them under a collection. So there is a collection feature in AskSpot. So if you will be I mean, it depends on how you would approach this step, but if you decided it's best to create multiple chatbots for different, um, for different tasks or different onboarding guides, so you can do that. And then you can just put them under a collection, and then that's what you will present to the client. So let me just show you an example of collection here in AskSpot. So go over here to collections, and then you can add all of those chatbots under this one single, oh, sorry, cancel on that. Keeps clicking on that. So you can go ahead and add all of the chatbots that you created for them under this one single site right here. Let me do a preview of this actually. So now if they click on here, they'll be able to use the chatbot, and they are all in one place. So this is just one thing that you can do to approach that. So you could use the same chatbot for onboarding, increase tasks with two source docs, or is it best to do two different chatbot with collection? I think it's best. I mean, I think it makes things cleaner and more focused for the user if you do split each major task to each chatbot. Like you can create a training bot. So basically, this is where you can, share workflows, company values, something like that. Then you can create a quiz bot for them to test their knowledge after training. And then you can create an onboarding assistant for them. So basically, you're guiding the new hire through the setup. So I think it is best to, keep it separate so that, each bot is focused and reusable also by their employees. Was that clear for you, Deb, or do you have any further questions on that? Okay, thanks. That helps a lot to understand separate bots with collections. Yeah, certainly. All right. Anyone else maybe has any question for today? Any help needed? Do let me know, guys. Are we here on the live call?
Kim, is it possible to, if I had a product that I was going to sell, I could I could build this quiz out, and then at the end, if they flunked the quiz, and I had the product, and the product would give them more knowledge on it, and I wanted to give them a free PDF about the first two, let's say lessons or whatever. Can you webhook that into that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So after they took the quiz, you want to send them like PDF, right? Automatically using webhook?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
as long as you have a lead collection, of course you need to collect their email first, or so that you can set up the webhook and send them the PDFs. So yeah, I think that is possible as long as you set up the lead collection form, or if you're using IntelliForm, you set up um what they call this, a lead collection inputs, or
oh,
yeah,
I got
lead.
you. I see. I skipped a step in my head. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to flow that out and then and do it from there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Thanks.
How can I, yeah, you're welcome. Deb says, how can I accept doc upload with this chatbot? With webhook, I don't know. How can I accept doc upload with this chatbot? I think if you are uploading documents, to a chatbot, Deb, you cannot use a webhook for that. You simply need to just add it to the chatbot itself. So, like what we did right here, if you will be doing document upload, or if you are using Google Doc, I mean, so you can add that under sources and integrations and then Google Doc. Or if you are using a Word document, you can just do an upload file right here. But if you want to kind of like send a document after the conversation ends with the user, or after you have collected their info, you want to send them like a PDF or maybe a document, a resource. So you can set that up under webhooks. So like what I explained on earlier, you do need to collect their information first. So you can set up a lead form channel if you want to collect their info first. You can set that up in the chatbot, and then you can set up the webhooks connection over here. So there are three types of webhook connection. So that will be user info. So this is the lead forms that I was referring to. You can set up to send chats via webhook or in Teleform right here.
Okay, let me ask the question directly. So that's if after they're done, you want to send them the results of the quiz, correct?
That's
And you would do a web. Okay. So what I'm saying is if I request the user to upload a document, is there a way to kind of make that interactive with this?
No, right now there's no way to upload to do a doc upload on AskSpot, but what we do recommend is you give them like a shared, shared folder link, and then you ask them to upload it there. And then they can just say, yes, I already uploaded it on the shared drive. So that's usually what we do when it comes to, asking users to upload like a document. Right now that's not possible in AskSpot.
Yes, I know it's not possible. What I was trying to figure out is how to connect it together. So can you show that a little bit more? So what you're saying is in the chat, but they answer whatever, then I say, okay, upload the document here with this shared link. Is that what you mean? So it's just kind of like a text response?
It will be a text response from the chatbot. I recommend adding that on the system prompt. Give it guidelines on how or when it would, provide that text message to, or ask them to upload the file to this link. So you can go to, one second, let me go here, what sample, chatbot, settings, AI config, and system prompt. So you can put the upload link right here, and then you can like give like instructions on when it should ask the user to upload it. And then you can also add like an instruction. You then ask the user to confirm if they've already uploaded that documents. So yeah, I would do that on the system prompt. If you are using a chatbot, I would do that on the system prompt.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and so then that just shows them the shared link. They click the link, they upload the document. Is this like a Google Doc? Or
I
I
would
guess that's the other part I was trying to figure out what I would actually use externally. Go ahead.
I mean, me personally, I use Google, shared folder. I mean, it's
Okay.
free if you already have a Google account. If you want, you can also use Dropbox. You can, but I think they have a subscription. So, yeah, I would recommend Google shared folders.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. See here. All right. Anyone else maybe has any questions today? I think I
I've
can.
got a question,
Oh,
Kim.
hey, Drew. Nice to see you here.
Good to see you here. Great session as always, Kim. You really did a great job. So I've got a question for everybody else. All right. And I want everybody to contribute, and it's totally cool. How are you guys doing in promotion and selling chatbots? Silence. One so far. Deb says not well, just a few paying clients. Paul, Eric, the other Eric, not well. So a good idea is to, Eric said he's presented, not sold. Okay. At least you're presenting, which is awesome. The real deal here, guys, is, I mean, the technical side of this kind of stuff is really important. Maybe it's probably time for those of you who are not selling, unpack that, right? Eric, so what's the problem, Eric?
Hey, good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good.
Good. My problem is I'm uh y'all gotta kick me in the butt. My problem is on theory, and I haven't built example or example chatbots, and I know that's my issue. So it's operator error for sure on my side, for sure.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being honest and transparent about that. and this isn't just directed towards you, Eric. I think in general, what's it going to take for you to build your first one and your second one and third one? These sessions with Kim are here to help support you. What's better is if you start to build and test and break shit, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to keep on showing up every Tuesday and every Thursday if you're not building this stuff and you're going out and showing clients. It could be super scary, and I'm not pointing this out to you guys. I appreciate the other Eric saying that he's presented but not sold. Is it, and this is just kind of a rhetorical question for everybody. If you're presenting, is there no interest in it? Are you having struggle with asking for the sale? Are you getting in front of more people? I mean, I know we're probably all over the place, but my statement here is probably a shocker, probably not for you guys to have expected for this, but just out of general and genuine curiosity, um, doing the hard thing, which might seem hard, but ultimately you will get a rush when you close a sale, close a deal, and actually help people, could be really what you need, and it's hard to speak in generalities. However, I got to say, it doesn't make sense just to
I
keep
think
on
in
messing
general, for
around with
me, it's
software.
just been figuring out the use case. There's interest.
Okay.
Everybody's interested. So I presented one recently as a, can you actually hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I presented one built on an HR manual, a large HR manual. So it was just a basic, ask it to, communicate back to you what's in the manual, based on topics.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got past what we can do and what it looks like and how it might work. But the value, other than me giving it away, wasn't there. And I'm not ready to go there yet. But this example today, which I'd like to get a link to, I missed part of it at the beginning. I could see doing the manual and then having a quiz, basically, for all employees, so that certain topics are communicated, and that the employee, knows it, knows the quote unquote rules, the things that are important, like time off or sick leave or whatever it might be.
Yep.
So I'll expand it and come back, go back to the same group. They've got money. It's not an issue. It's just, again, finding the right use case. Internally, I'm putting together for my group you guys presented a web comparison tool.
Mm-hmm.
So site to site. And within the prompt, I'm just breaking down basics like search engine positioning, providing it keywords, basic stuff like that. And then I have another one where I'm doing small business estimating. We know what we want to do there. It's real turnkey. And so
Yep.
instead of me with a customer, saying, hey, let's sit down and talk about what your needs are and blah, 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 I just have them provide me, the input, and then we just give them an estimate within a few minutes. And if it changes in discovery, which is a phase that we always are good at, then it changes. We just communicate it then. But
Yep.
I think
I
it's going
think
to be very
that's
useful. I just
I think it's a
just
good
got to find
start.
the right use cases, you know.
I think the use cases in general, you know, top to bottom, if you think of most businesses, they're interested in probably one of three things. One is more revenue. Two is more leads. And three is time. So for your HR folks, right, like they're probably interested in time. They're interested in
Mhm.
getting their time back. And the interesting thing about AskSpot for the applicability for time is probably insight as well. So if you've got employees that are using a portal or they're using a website to ask questions, you know, hey, go to HR, go to HR. If HR is inundated with surface level questions that they're asking, that they're answering the mundane, repeatable questions, perhaps they could save much more time having something like an AskSpot agent, you know, answer HR agent that answers most of that stuff and escalates the things that are can be handled by the human. That is probably going to be of great interest to anybody that handles repetitive, mundane stuff, and positioning it as such is probably going to get you a lot further than, you know, putting you in the position of trying to figure out how to fit, you know, a square peg into a circle or whatever you want to call it, whatever that euphemism is. I find that as I approach people and have something like this ready to go with their logo or, you know, something along those lines and simply say, hey, I made this for you and I wanted to get your opinion on whether or not this would help you save some more time in your business. Like having that conversation, literally 30 seconds, gets you on the radar of more businesses. And I suspect the majority of you guys, not you, Eric Smith per se, right? But in general, the impetus of making the call and making those connections and going through those business cards and saying, hey, I was thinking about your business and I don't know if this would help you, but I made something for you that I'd love to get your opinion on. You know, it might help you generate more revenue. It might help you generate more leads, and it might also save you a lot of time while giving you insight into your business. So let's just talk about the insight stuff. And I know that Kim, you know, didn't intend this call to go over, but I think what I see in terms of the trend is, you know, I want you guys to have some questions coming back. I think it would be better use of your time um, to come back to Kim with, hey, I've got a situation with this type of client that, you know, I've approached these businesses and this is where I'm getting stuck. This is where I'm getting pushback. And we're trying to figure out this problem. And you don't always have to have the answer. In fact, it's not best to always have the answer. But, you know, going to somebody and showing them the cool tech is just part of the equation. And then figuring out the problems on the back end is where your value is coming in. Always having that solution to somebody like AskSpot is robust. It really is. There's lots of different things that you can do to help people. In fact, you know, creating a canvas to other social media, you know, people that are doing social media stuff and being able to create content is just one small sample that might be of great value to people. So leading with those four, I think are huge. Like, you know, if if a business that has an HR department or is HR centric and they can take an insight into the number of questions that they're getting about a specific topic, right? Maybe it's benefits. If they have got, you know, let's just say it's a company with 100 employees and they're getting hundreds of questions about their benefits. Well, maybe they didn't do a good job about teaching and educating and telling people about their benefits. And how would they figure that out? Well, if you just take a look at the logs, you can see the trends happening in those types of questions. That is going to help them save a tremendous amount of time. Maybe the HR director needs to go back and, revamp their handbook or their education process. Maybe bake that into the employee handbook. It's a tremendous tool for insights. David and I go through the logs a lot, particularly with our new product. It's very interesting to see what people are asking. It's also alarming, right? When you see people asking some of the craziest questions, you can see where they're stuck. And some people they're just not even getting started. So in those types of contexts, like giving your businesses literally X-ray vision about their business and things like that. Those are, as a CEO, as a co-founder, as a founder of a business, I would like to know that my employees know what the heck they're doing and they know what's going on at the business and what the mission is, and having 100% of the answers. But it's hard to know what those businesses are, what those needs are of those businesses, unless we're having those conversations. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope you guys are having more of those conversations on an everyday basis. So I encourage you guys to be courageous and brave enough to pick up the phone. It's not always going to be easy. I'm just going to tell you truthfully and honestly. But nobody's coming to save your agency unless you pick up the damn phone, right? Or go to those conferences. We went down to AI Marketing World in Frisco, Texas, just outside of Dallas, last week and over the weekend. And even on the last day, was I was leaving the hotel to catch my flight at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was prospecting in the lobby. One of the guys that I had intended to speak with was sitting there, and he was mobbed. I just went right up to him and, hey man, how's it going? I know you were really busy. I know it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Just wanted to say thank you. Hey, I made something for you. And I showed it to him. And guess what? We've got a call lined up this week. Who here would do that? Who here would, as you're checking out, take the opportunity to go up and shake somebody's hand and just say, hey, huge fan, love what you do. Love what your business does. We're connected on Facebook, but we don't know each other. Hey, I made something for you. I'd love to get your opinion on it. Would it be cool if I send something over to you? Like, taking those opportunities, and only you, and I say you in general, know whether or not you have the audacity to do something like that. That is what we're talking about here in terms of prospecting and having, you don't have to go to events, states and states and states away, but there's meetups, there's businesses, there's business cards that you guys are picking up. Pick up the phone, make an introduction. It doesn't always have to be a sale. It's just be genuinely interested in those businesses so that you can start to figure out the problems, start to work on automations. Maybe they already have a team, right? Hopefully that's helpful. It's just really a rhetorical question. Is if you need more help with that stuff, my encouragement is to get more sales training, find ways to get through the front door to connect with people, and just do show and tell. Literally show and tell, and you're going to hit probably more often than if you don't pick up the telephone or walk through the door. You don't always have to have the perfect bot, the perfect AI agent or companion or quiz or whatever. You just never know what their basic needs are going to be. So again, I don't want to be on the soapbox here, but I'm here to encourage you guys to spend more time doing that stuff and use these sessions with Kim as a reinforcement, as a tool to come back and say, Kim, I'm really stuck on this. Here's an opportunity to, do something pretty interesting with these businesses. I've got this situation, I've got that scenario, and then learn from each other. Like, what's Deb doing? What's Eric doing? What's Paul doing? Like, those are the sessions that I think are going to really help you guys grow above and beyond what Kim is already doing, because these sessions are awesome. Kim always does an amazing job. I learn from Kim. I learned from today. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me deploy this in this type of manner so that when I do have a client, I can show a new magic trick too. Like, hey, this is pretty cool. Have you ever thought about this situation? But the real juice here, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and let me know in chat. Are you selling? Are you out there prospecting, showing them your bright, shiny object? Because guys, bright, shiny objects are cool, but if you until you go out and show people, they don't even know it exists. I just want you guys to have more wins, and by wins, I want more money in your pockets. There you go. All right, Kim, I apologize for hijacking
No.
your call, but let's get working on sales skills, right? I mean, everybody doesn't consider them sales, but until you guys start showing stuff, like, I mean, the holidays are coming up and stuff. I want you guys to have some bucks in your pocket and promoting your AI stuff that you're making for other people. I love it. I love it when you guys are creative and creating stuff and can help more people with your tool. And all right, I'll stop. I'll shut up now, guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to kind of jump in on the end of this call. I'm probably not expecting this, but you guys are the benefit of having a little bit of a hard talk on this Tuesday afternoon, and I'll catch up to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for that, Drew, and we always appreciate that. From Drew. Thanks for that also, Eric, for that wonderful comment. So yeah, as Drew said, guys, I am always here to help you get unstuck or any, even the most menial questions at all. Do let me know anytime. Not just on these live sessions. You can, ask for my help anytime. Monday to Friday. Thank you all so much for joining. Any last questions before we wrap up the call? I think we're good, right? I think we're very clear what we are supposed to do. So, okay, I appreciate you all for joining this Tuesday's live health call. Thank you all so much. And if you do need anything, you know where to find me. Thanks and have a happy Tuesday. Bye bye, guys.